It started as an art project, but we only met once a week for art club. And if we worked on it just during art club, then we would still be, it would still be in pieces. So yeah, it kind of started out as an art club project, but quickly it moved to a project that I undertook. When I first started working on this, one of my closest friend here at school, teacher Tony Kraus, and Tony would come up, and as I was working on it, of course I always ate lunch with him every day. We ate lunch together, and he would come up and he would look at it, and we'd talk about it, and oftentimes we would discuss, man, he said, that's awful large, where are you going to hang that at? I don't know. We'll worry about that when it gets here.
I have stage 4 metastatic adenocarcinoma lung cancer that has spread to my brain, where there are 4 tumors in 4 different lobes in my brain. So that's what's going on right now. I have basically lung cancer that has spread to my brain.
After we found out that that Tony was sick, and the prognosis wasn't good, he and I were up here looking at it, and he said, "Where are we going to hang this at?" And I said, "I don't know." And one of the last masses that he attended before he passed away, I went and picked him up. He wasn't able to drive, so I picked him up, brought him to school. And we were up here, he wanted to come up and see this, so I brought him up and we were looking at it. And we actually walked around the building. And I said, "Tony, there's just not a place to hang it, is there?" And he said, "Not to keep it safe and keep it, from getting broken, and a place where people aren't going to always keep their hands on it and touching it and stuff like that." And he said, "What do you think about Gasper River?" And I said, "You know what, that'd be the perfect place." Tony was our retreat leader. When we always take the senior boys during the fall, or half of them, and Tony was too ill to go with us this time. And so while we were down there, I asked Ben. We were in Boone Lodge, and there's not a crucifix hanging. The chapel's there has a crucifix in it, but there's not one hanging in the lodge area, in the open area there. And I asked Ben, I said, "Ben, how would you feel, and would it be okay if I made something for Gasper River?" And he said, "Oh, absolutely." And of course, we already had in mind what it was going to be, and so I pulled my phone out and I showed him the picture. I said, "What do you think about this?" And he got really excited really quick. And he said, that would be awesome." And so when we got back, I told Tony, the conversation I had with Ben, and that Ben wanted it. Now, what I didn't tell him at the time, and of course, when you have something like that, and you know that a person's been diagnosed with what he had, that it was going to be terminal. It was always my plan to make sure that the crucifix was dedicated to him. From the faculty, staff, and students of Catholic High. And we're going to have a plaque. We're going to have a plaque made up that'll hang right under it with his name on it, and that it's from us. It's kind of bittersweet that it's finished, because this has been something since November that I've been able to come into the art room every day and look at and feel, just feel his presence in here with me, when I've worked on it or done something, and now it's going to be gone. But it'll be down there, and everybody will get a chance to, to see it and maybe know a little bit about his story too.
This is what we have learned from this experience. God's love is always present in our lives, regardless of the circumstances. I have a challenge for each one of you on a daily basis starting today. Be a blessing to at least one person each day. Through your words, through your actions, or sometimes it's through what is not done. Maybe not saying something, or not doing something. But on a daily basis, make a positive influence on the life of one other person. That is what is pleasing to God, and that is what builds up his kingdom here on earth. This is the Latin phrase that I have on my wall in my room when you come in. Not a whole lot of people see it. It's right on the Owensboro when you come in. But this is the motto of the Benedictine order. Ad majorem Dei glory. And it means all for the greater glory of God. So live your life for the greater glory of God each and every day.